All right, yeah. Implement your subnet. You can assign energy to subnet and create protected screened subnets, also called DMZ. These NSGs can restrict traffic flow to all the machines that reside within the subnet. Each subnet can have 0 or 1 associated network security. 0 or 1 associated network security groups. Network interfaces. You can assign NSG to an NIC so that all the traffic that flows through that NIC is controlled by NSG rules. Each network interface that exists in a subnet can have 0 or 1 associated network security group. Each network interface that exists in a subnet. Associations. When you create an NSG, the overview blade provides information about the NSG, such as associated subnets, associated network interfaces, and security rules. Determine network security group rules. Okay, yeah. Determine network security group rules. Security rules in network security groups enable you to filter the type of network traffic that can flow in and out of virtual networks, subnets, and network interfaces. Azure creates several default security groups. Azure creates several default security rules within each network security group. Azure creates several default security rules within each network security group. Okay, Azure creates several default security rules within Azure creates several default security rules within each network security group. Default, okay, to filter the traffic type of network traffic that can flow in and out of virtual network subnets and network interfaces. Okay, security rules in network security groups enable you to filter the type of network traffic that can flow in and out of virtual network subnets and network interfaces. Azure creates several default security rules within each network security group. Azure creates several default security rules within each network security group. You can add more rules by specifying name, priority, port, protocol. Azure creates several default security rules within each network security group. You can add more rules by specifying name, priority, port, protocol, any TCP, UDP, source, any IP address, service tag, destination, any IP address, virtual network, action, allow or deny. Azure creates the default rules in each network security group that you create. You cannot remove the default rules, but you can override them by creating rules with higher priorities. Hmm. There are three default inbound security rules. The rules deny all inbound traffic except from the virtual network and Azure load balancer. The three default inbound security rules. The rules deny all inbound traffic except from the virtual network and load balancer. Outbound rules. There are three default outbound security rules. The rules only allow outbound traffic to the internet and the virtual network. Only allow outbound traffic to the internet and virtual network. Outbound to internet. Hmm. Hmm. Next unit, determine the network security group effective rules. Effective rules. Determine the network security group effective rules. NSGs are evaluated independently and an allow rule must exist at both levels. Otherwise, traffic will not be allowed. Internet, subnet 1, subnet 2, subnet 3, virtual network. In the above example, if there was incoming traffic on port 80, if there was incoming traffic on port 80, you would need to have the NSG at the subnet level. In the above example, if there was incoming traffic on port 80, in the above example, if there was incoming traffic on port 80, you would need to have NSG at the subnet level, allow port 80. You would also need another NSG with an allow rule on port 80 at the NIC level. For incoming traffic, NSG set at the subnet level is evaluated first. Then the NSG set at NIC level is evaluated. For outgoing traffic, this it is the reverse. If you have several NSG that are not sure and are not sure which security rules are being applied, you can use the effective security rules link. For example, you could verify security rules being applied to a network interface. Cool, cool. Next, in create network security group rules. Okay, create network security group rules. NSG rules. It is easy to add inbound and outbound rules. You can select from large variety of services. These services include HTTPS, RDP, FDP, and DNS. FTP and DNS. Service specifies the destination protocol and port range for this rule. You can choose a predefined service like HTTPS and SSH. When you select a service, the port range is automatically completed. Choose custom to provide your own port range. Port ranges. Port ranges can include a single port, a port range, or a comma separated list of port. The ports designate the traffic will be allowed or denied by this rule. Provide an asterisk to allow traffic on any port. Priority. Rules are processed in priority order. The lower the number, the higher the priority. Rules are processed in priority order. The lower the number, the higher the priority. Rules are processed in priority order. The lower the number, the higher the priority. We recommend leaving gaps between the rules to make it easier to add new rules. Rules are processed in priority order. The lower the number, the higher the priority. We recommend leaving gaps between rules to make it easier to add new rules. Leaving gaps between rules to make it easier to add new rules. The value between 100 4096 and unique. The value is between 100 to 4096 and unique for all security rules within the network security group. Will you need to create rules? Which services will you need to control the network traffic? The infrastructure team has two energy security rules for inbound traffic to the backend web servers. There is an allow rule with a priority 200 and there is a deny rule with a priority of 150. Which rules takes precedence? Lower the deny because it has priority of 150. Lower the value will take. Which of the following is default inbound security rule? Inbound security rule. Allow inbound coming from any VM to any another VM. False. Allow inbound coming from a VM to any. False. Allow traffic from any external source to any of the VMs. Which of the following is default inbound security rule? From any external source to any of the VMs, this is false. From a VM in another virtual network, false. Yeah, this one sounds correct. Which of the following is valid service tag for network security group rules? Virtual network. Which of the following is valid service tag? Virtual network. Da 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 da. Summary and resources. Isolating and securing network resources in Azure is an important job skill. Isolating and securing network resources in Azure is an important job skill. Isolating and securing network resources in Azure is an important job skill. Network security groups secure virtual networks by creating rules to control network traffic. You should be able to determine when to use network security group, implement network security group rules, evaluate network security group effective rules. You can learn more by reviewing the following. Unlock achievement. You are doing great. I like the content, I like the format, I like the experience of points and badges. Continue. Configure Azure Firewall. Yes, next is configure Azure Firewall. Hmm. So configure network security group. Next is firewall. You will learn how to configure the Azure Firewall, including firewall rules. Azure Firewall. You remind when to use Azure Firewall, implement firewall rules. Cool. Your company is spread across multiple Azure regions. The networking infrastructure includes multiple virtual networks. Okay. Companies is spread across multiple Azure regions. Your company is spread across multiple Azure regions. The networking infrastructure includes multiple virtual networks and connections to an on-premises network. The networking infrastructure includes multiple virtual networks and connections to an on-premises network.